Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Elapatu and I am the Assistant Executive Director at the IESA in Bloomington. And I am the volleyball administrator this year, so I wanted to take an opportunity to go over some reminders as you get ready to start your season. The season can't officially begin until Monday, November 27th, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving, and that would include practices and tryouts. Games cannot begin until January 1st. In preparation for your season, we have sent each school a volleyball mailing, and inside of that mailing you'll find two things. The first thing you'll find is the booklet that looks like this. This includes the terms and conditions, our activity update that highlights some changes from last year to this year, as well as some reminders. It also includes some concussion information, coaching certification information, and all of those documents can also be found online on the IESA website. The second thing you'll find in your mailing is a copy of the National Federation Rules Book. This rules book is sent to each school and one copy is sent to each school. If you are interested in purchasing additional copies, you can do so on the Federation website or on the IHSA website. When you get your rule book, the second page in shows the changes from last year to this year, so please make sure your coach is familiar with those changes. The next thing that I want to make sure I cover are the IESA specific changes that would affect volleyball. First thing that is a major change this year is our state finals format. After sectionals are completed, the state finals will take place, and the Friday games will all be quarterfinal games. So there will be 4 quarterfinal games at each state finals host location, and then Saturday's games will be the 2 semifinal games, the 3rd place game, and the championship game. So major change from previous years, we are moving to a Friday-Saturday state finals format. Next, when you do your regional entry form, there is a deadline for the regional entry form. Please make sure that all of the students that you want listed on your roster that are eligible to be on your roster are included. We will also be implementing a roster closed deadline this year. That means that you will not be able to make any changes to your roster as of the roster closed deadline. And as we get closer to that deadline, I will remind school administrators and coaches about the roster closed deadline, as well as getting regional entry form information entered. Just for clarification purposes, a forfeit does count as a match played when you complete your season record, so please make sure if you do have any forfeits that you record those appropriately. Regional seating, one of the changes from last year to this year is that we will make public, after the brackets are posted, how each school in a regional seeded the other teams in the regional. So we ask that you please seed with integrity and honesty. If there is a concern about how you were seated, the process for how to address that is the athletic director or school administrator from one school should get in touch with the athletic director or administrator from the other school, and they should have a conversation with each other about how that seating was done. As you're completing your regional entry form, free passes to any game in the state series, that would be regionals, sectionals, or the state finals. Free passes to those games are limited to the individuals that are listed on the regional entry form. So please make sure you list all managers, statisticians, the coaches. Double check that your administrator information that is auto-filled from your member center is also correct on your form. And then finally, fan ejections. We don't have a policy for the regular season, but any fans that are ejected from the state finals are not permitted to return to any more of the state finals games. So if your team advances to the Friday quarterfinals at state and a fan is ejected, they are not permitted to return to any games at that site on Saturday. That would include semifinals, 3rd place, or the championship game. Moving on to National Federation exceptions, our Board of Directors did approve an additional exception for volleyball, and that exception is that shorts or the waistband of the uniform bottoms can be rolled to allow for a better fit of the uniform. If you have a string, please make sure that that is tucked into the waistband of the shorts or skirt or whatever the uniform bottom is. A couple of questions that I feel like I field frequently here in our office. First one is a question about students participating on a school team or a non-school team and doing both of those at the same time. That is a local school decision, so school administrators should be communicating with coaches and coaches communicating with parents what the school's policy is on that if you are going to allow a student to participate on the school volleyball team and perhaps a club team if that's an option for them. And then second, I get a lot of questions about uniforms. The National Federation did change their uniform requirements and they were effective last school year. If you are a school that is getting ready to order uniforms, please feel free to shoot me an email. Ideally, if you can include a picture of the uniform and what that will look like, as well as if you are going to be using this for your solid colored uniform or your non-solid colored uniform, that will help clarify some things for me so I can get you a quick answer. And then finally, the last thing I want to touch on is sportsmanship. We have an opportunity and a privilege to coach students and mentor them and be role models for them, and it's important that as the adults, as school administrators, as coaches, and as parents, that we are showing students how to behave and react appropriately. Please make sure that you communicate your school sportsmanship policy and expectations to student athletes, parents, spectators, and as coaches and administrators, you are also adhering to those expectations. As the year goes on, please let me know if you have any questions. I will be sending emails to coaches and school administrators throughout the season, but at any time if you need to get in touch with us, please give our office a call or email me directly. Have a great season. Good luck to all of your teams. Hi everyone, my name is Leslie Alapatu and I am the IESA Volleyball Administrator, and this is my first year messing up my shirt. No additional changes can be made. Inside of your NFHS volleyball rules book,